Hello, I'm a teenager on YouTube. Please don't take any of this too seriously. This is satire. I'm not an actual news site thing. Thank you, bye. Okay. The first article that I saw today was, quote, America's greatest food export, ranch dressing. And my first thought was that was white people propaganda, right? I thought back to myself. I got flashbacks. Everything went in black and white. I thought back to my 6th grade self when I found out that I was not just light-skinned when I came to my first all-white middle school. I thought about how boys at the middle school who wore short shorts in the winter and had sun in their hair year-round pumped their veins with ranch to keep themselves warm in the winter. In the article, European visitors rejoiced on finding a new thing to colonize, asking for ranch to be brought to Europe, which I support white-on-white crime, fully. But I just couldn't imagine, people in the spice trade getting wind of this. They'd be offended. They'd be like, what the fuck? White people really have lost their sense of taste. Tucker Carlson recently came out on the non-censored podcast saying that there is no shot that he will be continuing to support the Republican Party. He explains that he feels that the Republican Party is making decisions like a company of what is best for Israel. And he follows up by saying, quote, I've been a consistent defender for 35 years of the Republican Party. I mean a very consistent defender, but there's no defending in this. And I don't really know what to say to that. I feel like if you get a Zumba membership, you should not be surprised when you get Zumba classes. You should not be surprised when you have a 40-year-old woman yelling at you. Take it down. Get off the chat.
Get them banned. Get them banned. We don't do that here. Oh, now I'm pissed.
Stuff like, I don't know. But it just makes me think that if there's any way to come out as a conservative man, it would involve a podcast. I think the first step is creating a giant social media following by saying semi-outlandish things. Then you get that together. You go on a podcast sesh where the only way to get in through the door is to pop an entire dry scoop of protein. And then you get mic'd up in a darkened room with only other men, where it's as steamy, or at least I can imagine, as steamy as a sauna. And it also helps that this is a darkened room because you can't see your previous injection points of peptides, whether that's for a tan or not. And then you just come out and say, I'm not a Republican anymore. I'm going gay. I'm going woke. Which is 90% of what Tucker Carlson did. But I would just like to say I think that would be a very lovely sight to see. Quote, Jesus Galilee site reveals rare tiny stone after students' surprising find. End quote. The student shows a little pill. There's not really much to it, but I think priests everywhere scrambled, checked their person to make sure that their roofies were still on them, and potheads everywhere kind of questioned, was Jesus onto something? I was never into basketball myself, but I personally would like to congratulate AJ DeBiansta, who is the #1 freshman pick scouted at BYU, out of all places. And honestly, after seeing that, it made me think, Mormons are the perfect people to become amazing basketball players. They're known for having a strong health code. They don't drink caffeine. They don't do substances, none of that. They have strong family values, which I think would make them greater team players. And they even know how to perform well under shaky conditions, and they know how to pull out of bad ones, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Recently, Trump has gone under scrutiny again for the new renovations for the 250th anniversary of the United States coming up next week. He painted the pool in the Lincoln Memorial to have it be American blue, whatever the fuck that means. And right now, he's getting a little bit of heat because a lot of ducks have died. Donald said that it was liberal related, and that it was because the liberals were touching the pool, and so the paint chipped, and so ducks are swallowing it and stuff. And it just made me think about this stand-up special that I saw, where this guy, a black man, he was like, people ask me all the time as an environmental science teacher, but also as a black environmental science teacher, whether I think it's more important to combat racism or climate change. And he said climate change because he's like, well, I mean, I'd rather be called this, that, and the third, but have clean air and not really have to worry about drinking water. But I say that because I think about these ducks, and honestly, I think they'd rather us all die. I think they would choose the other option to solve racism, so at least it wouldn't be Trump fucking up they pool. Have a little bit of bliss before the entire world explodes. I honestly think that the ducks probably are, right now, contributing to white crime to kind of balance out the racism and shit, because they kind of want the world to explode anyway, you know? Like, if you're here and the world's about to burn, you might as well bite some white people. I don't know. Rita, come here. Come here. Come here, Rita.
Rita Lee Productions.